Good morning, everybody. This is the start of my morning, and I don't have a handheld thing for my iPad, so I had to put you up on a stand. So I'm not going to be moving around a whole lot. I mean, I'm going to be moving around a lot. You guys are not, but getting my filters. My filter for my coffee, and the fur children are already awake and meowy. Tyr is very vocal about breakfast. They both, or I give them a can of food, but I don't give them a whole can. I give them a quarter can each every morning of wet food, which is the apple paws. That they love it, and then they have dry food the rest of the time. But you can hear him in the background, I would imagine. He is very like, mama, 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 mama. Just a minute, baby boy. I know, mommy's getting it. I know you're hungry. So, I will be right back getting that. Giving them their food. I am back. And then the rest of their food I put in the refrigerator. And I cannot find my little cap, so I put it in a baggie. And, yes. Okay. So yeah, I'm still in my pajamas and everything. Okay. I'll do my grinding of my coffee. And I just took these beans out of the freezer last night. And so I like to usually let them warm up to room temperature and before I seal them in. And I forgot. So this is one bag of Death Wish Classic and one bag of Valhalla Java, and I mix it, and then I put what I can't fit in this canister back in the freezer in one of the bags. And then this, and there's 3 scoops of the Death Wish. And then some days it's 5 scoops of Death Wish. Some days it's 3 scoops of Death Wish and 2 scoops of my Atlas coffee, which is various coffees from around the world, and I just kind of mix it that way. I just add a couple of scoops into that. And it just kind of gives me a varied flavor, which I kind of like. But that's the only way I can get around, that I can use the other coffee is mixing it with my Death Wish. And then my little scoop goes there. These are my Death Wish stir sticks. It's got like a little, whoop, there we go. Get the glare off of it. It's got the Death Wish coffin on it. So then I'm going to grind this. And this is my mug. It's Odin, Valhalla Java Odin blend. That's the mug I'm going to use today. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to figure out how I'm doing this, but then my alarm is going off. I have an alarm set for 6 a.m. That's when most of the time I get up, but I got up earlier this morning. And then I have an alarm set for 6:45, and then 7:15, and then 7:30 to know when I'm supposed to be out the door. So this is just getting hot water into the Chemex, and it heats up the bottom of the Chemex, and it also clears out any dust of the filter. So once that's been done, then I just take my coffee, my favorite smell of in the world, empty that in, and then I start my pour. Whoop, my thing got off. Most important thing, see how the tip of that filter matches that tip right there of the Chemex. And then you have 3 of the layers of the filter in the front and 1 in the back. And you just go through, and you pour it, a slow pour. There are many different styles of the pour, and you can search on the internet and find a bazillion ways of like how you can time pouring it and all of that. But I have done this for over 3 years now, and I just kind of have my own way of doing it. And I will pour my initial pour, and then I let it drain fully so that the bloom can happen. I'll try to show you the bloom. See if I can lift this up for a minute. I don't know if I'm going to make that. Where the hell is even my Chemex? There we go. So, see how it pulls all that in? That is the pour, for the bloom. And then it just kind of sucks all the water down into the bottom of the Chemex. And, yeah. So once that happens, and all the water's out of the initial pour, and the bloom has happened, and all the grounds are wet, then you go through, and then you just go on the sides and make sure that you get everything. Then you just, I fill up the bowl to the rim, and then I let it drain down again. But, I mean, some people will tell you to keep a constant pour going around. Yeah, I just, in the morning, I don't have that much patience. I'm just like, no. And then, while I'm doing this, while I'm waiting for this, I'm usually doing like 25 squats. So, just to get my body going. And I would switch you around, but ain't nobody want to see me do squats. So normally this is a very silent thing that I do, and is part of my coffee my meditation period in the mornings, because I'm making my coffee. But then over here in my cute little pottery bowl, I have my Nespresso pods, and we will start that here in a moment. And this is my Nespresso. So I usually put a shot of espresso in my coffee. So turn it on. I want a long pour, and then that will go. And I might speed this up. I don't know. We'll see. So we're going to finish up this. And that's ready for the excess of my coffee. I do have a Keurig. My husband uses a lot for tea. I use it for tea, but if I'm gonna if it's in like early in the day, I'll do a whole pot of hot water for my tea, depending on what kind, because most of the time I do tea bags. unless it's the peppermint tea, and then I'll do the Keurig. But now I have a shot of espresso in the bottom there, and we are trying to go back to black, so that's the way it stays. It's almost done. Sometimes I get very impatient and let the rest of it drip in my bowl, in my cup while I'm doing the pour. And then the rest of it goes in my big 24-ounce Contigo. I will just let that sit there. So I will top off my Contigo. I will stir. Okay, now that was my coffee, so I'm going to take you into the living room, but I don't want to like give people motion sickness, so I'm going to stop. I'll be right back. Okay, this is my setup for my morning reading. My candles, this is just something I got at Michael's, and it holds my tarot cards, or this is my oracle cards, sorry. And these candles I light, and these are my favorite candles. They are the wick, wooden wick candles. The natural wooden wick crackles as it burns. I call them my John Wick candles. But they're one of my favorite things on here, on this table. Can you hear that? I love that sound in the morning. And while I got these on sale for like $4, I don't care how much they are. I love that sound so much that I will get more. Then I clear my air and just kind of center myself. And this is a rosewood, or a purple heartwood tarot card stand that I actually made with the help of a friend. And he showed me how to, this was a block that it was like a long block. And we put the groove in it, and then we polished it and put a poly stain on it. And put this back over there. I'm gonna take my cards out. And these are left over from Halloween, but I really like the look of that. And this has a raven in it, and it's a snow globe with little ravens in it. So it reminds me of Nevermore, and I just kind of like the look of that. But these I like because it doesn't, I don't have like the Oracle card box and things out, so. And I ask my cards, show me what I need to know to do my highest good today. And then I do my shuffle. And then to pick my card, pull it out. Put these over to the side. Show me what I need to know to do my highest good today. And it is breathe. It's a beautiful card. And there's that. Oops. One moment. It's my rune bag. And I got this off of Etsy, and it's all of the runes on it. And all I do is I feel through the stones, and I only have the 2 ets in here. I don't have the 3rd et yet, the 3rd set of rune stones yet, because I haven't really learned those yet. So, and the stone I pulled out blank on one side, and this is Perthos. It's the cup. So, but I've pulled the blank side. So I set that there just to have a place to sit it, and that's my reading for the day. So then I take these books, and I have 1 question a day that I fill out, and then my Happy Little Clouds, which has my it has my Hobonichi weekly in it. And I will say that I'm very excited because I have an entire year of what I felt like every morning when I got up, any exercise I did, how I felt, if I took my probiotic and my savers there for Hal Elrod. And then I have my questions of the day. And I'll go through this later on and show you where I've gotten these questions from. But that's what's in there. And for that. And then my question of the day is a 5-year journal. And I started it in the middle of the year, so I've been going back tracking so that I have this for the whole year for 2019. This is just, it talks about, okay, I know most of you are kind of probably freaking out, but it's not, it's really just gives me information about a day. I just read about it, and it tells me the lunar cycles and all of this. I found this in the dollar bin, and it's just information. So it goes along with part of my spirituality, but it's not, I do not consider myself a pagan or any of that. It's just information, and I enjoy it. So this is my Kiki K 2019 notebook, and it had, ooh, let's not do that. It is, I got this after Gone Wild, and my friend Emmeline and Janice brought this back for me because neither one of them were going to use it. And it has like a month at a glance in it, and then daily pages. And basically what I do is when I pull a card, I will, if I need December, I write down which card it is and whether it was up or down, or when it's upside down, when the card comes to me and it's upside down, that's in protection mode. So it's a different section in the book. So then I do a reading from my Avalon Oracle cards. These are very different types of Oracle cards. I do these at a full moon and a new moon, and at the beginning of every month, in addition to my Oracle card. And then with my Oracle card, I just figure out what it said and read or write down what I feel like I pull that's important from the card. And if you've watched me journal or seen my Hobonichi or anything, this is very different. It's because I practice my cursive writing. I do it in cursive to just because it flows easier for me, and I do not want to lose how to write cursive. I'm sitting here without a desk, so it gets kind of messy, but still it's me writing cursive. So this is today, Thursday, the 5th of December, and I'll write across the top, breathe, and then that is a, it's it was sitting right side up, and then I will put that in. Then I will go in and update my plum paper planner, and then after that I have my Hobonichi, Cousin Avec. I will take my morning affirmation book, and set these over here out of the way. So I just take the book, open it, and decide which side I'm going to do, and it's going to be this one. And that's my affirmation. I release the darkness. I am ready to accept all the difficult moments of my past so that I can set everything free. I do the same with my worries. I let go of the night. What is mine to keep pours through the honeyed stillness of the morning. And so that is and I just have a ribbon bookmark here. I have that as my morning affirmation. And again, I literally randomly open it up. And as I'm opening it, I decide which side I want before I see it. And that is my morning affirmation. So then I blow out my candles, and I read a little bit, usually 5 or 10 minutes, and then I blow my candles out, and that's it. That's my morning meditation. Then I go upstairs and do my makeup and do my hair and get dressed and drive to work. And then for my rune, I have this little book of rune stones, and it's a very good reference just to kind of learn the runes. There are much deeper meanings to all of them, but this, and there are still runes in the two ets, or the two sections. They come in sections of 3 sections of 8 that I haven't ever pulled yet. This is Perthro, the gambling cup. For the challenges, which is the blank side up, leaving everything to chance, believing you can't change the situation and therefore not trying to, excessive risk taking and speculation. And when Perthro appears in a reading, you'll soon, let me see, it tells you when it's upside and downside. If the blank side is facing up, maybe you're taking one too many chances on Lady Luck delivering, especially financially. If fate has recently dealt you a bad hand, the way you act or react can make all the difference. Even so, don't accept the blame of others' inadequacies, which you may find offloaded onto you. That's basically it. And then in my, this is actually a Foxy Fix single in the Rowena leather. And I have a soft-sided Moleskine weekly in here. And what I do is I'll write down and see, I've only been doing this since the last week of September. I will write down what rune I pull for that day. And then I will just go through and write down what, some of the basics that I pull from the rune. And there's not a lot of room, so this is just one day. So I'll just write it there, and it's just to teach me what each rune is. And so I feel like if I can write it down and get the feel of the rune, then I learn about it. So a lot of this has to do with mythology. I kind of put it all together just to kind of get a feel for my day. And that is all it is a feel for my day. And it starts me out in a good mood, and it usually goes on from there. And I always have my coffee here, and it just makes my morning happy. So this is my morning routine when I sit down every morning and listening to my candles burn, and there you have it. It's a quick 15-20 minutes usually, and that's the extent of it. For those of you who have no idea about any of this, I have no idea what anybody would expect, but this is the extent of it. And this is kind of my version of morning pages or morning meditation. And usually all of this is done in silence, and, unless, of course, Tyr is up here talking to me. Heimdall is usually not very talkative in the morning until I start putting on my makeup. But that's it. So, as always, spend the rest of your life celebrating, because it is worth every moment that you enjoy it. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Okay. I had to do another quick little ad because Mr. Tearbutt came to sit down next to me and has fallen asleep like this, which is kind of crazy. He is normally not like this at all. Hello. But today he is loving to have his neck scratched. He is just a big pile of goo right now. Aw, pretty boy. His little toe beans. Aww. So, this is one of my favorite times in the morning. And he loves getting close to Mama and just cuddling. It's the only time he will cuddle, is in the mornings. At night, I try to hold him or, love on him. And until he decides it's time for Mama time, he does not. But in the mornings, he loves to just come, and he'll either lay right here or try to climb on my lap while I'm writing. But yeah, this is just him being chill and loving and being silly. But yeah, he's just like, hey, Mama. So he is my little lover in the morning, and it's part of my calmness as well. I love having him just be here and snuggle. So he's the one that is my morning boy, and he loves to lay on my books. He loves planners, all of that. So he loves the smell of leather. Holy cow. But yeah, that's my little Tyr. But he was just sitting here snuggling, and I have my iPad right next to him, or next to me. So anyway, I thought you guys might enjoy seeing my little monster butt in a non-crazed moment. He is just very laid back and snuggly, sleeping next to Mama. Anyway.